And how did that, there was obviously the tension of when he was a ball player, but then afterwards, after the lights go away, what was that period like with the two of them?
Well, you know, he's one of the most famous black Americans, and if not the most one of the most famous Americans, and he continues this work in civil rights, and we tend to think, oh, you know, that's it, Hall of Fame, and then he dies. Well, there's a very complicated family dynamic filled with tragedy and wonderful spots. He's involved in going down south and supporting Dr. King and all the nascent civil rights stuff. He finds himself sort of on the outside at the end in the more militant period when he's looking like Dr. King, conservative and not advocating violence at a time when many African Americans, not all, not a majority, were beginning to tire of the accommodations that hadn't brought them the kind of progress they'd hoped had happened. And the Black Panthers and you know, Malcolm X and H. Rep. Brown and Stokely Carmichael are there. And Jackie is most definitely in the Martin Luther King camp of no, violence is not the answer here. And so he gets Uncle Tom to bed.
Yeah, and in fact there's some great footage of him speaking because he's being challenged, saying, what are you complaining about? You've made it.
Yeah, and this is the great dilemma for him, because he at one point has to urge patience, the very thing he railed about earlier in the day, because he's taken on responsibility. He's working for Governor Rockefeller, a moderate Republican, a liberal Republican of New York, and he's a community organizer. He's out community outreach, trying to calm angry African Americans from Buffalo to Long Island, and that's a difficult task, and the irony of all of that is not lost. And I also think that we're changing our ideals of who the African American hero is at that time. Jackie's forbearance, his affirmation in the face of adversity, isn't sort of matching the sort of bravado of a Muhammad Ali.